I fuck with this interview mostly because of how he conducts himself throughout throughout the interview. So in my previous video, I did a segment on the artist Seduction, by Robert Greene. I'm not really a Robert Greene fan. Like, you know, I feel like some of his shit gives incel. No, I'm just playing. I'm not really much of a Robert Greene fan. But it's like when you see wisdom on a page, you just need to look at that shit and be like, yeah, okay. You feel me? As much as you don't like somebody, you feel me? Don't let that blind you from, taking in game. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if Jean Michel Basquiat does this on purpose. Me personally, I just think he's neurodivergent. You feel me? He's probably like autistic or some shit. You feel me? But the what I'm trying to say is like the way he conducts himself throughout this interview, I fuck with it so much because you can tell. I'm not saying like bro's like a racist or like trying to do some boy, but you can just tell he's trying to do some fuck shit. Like he's trying to almost get a reaction out of him. But at the same time, it's like if you don't see that, I understand because I feel like it's more so like more so way back then in the I don't know if it's the 90s or like the I don't know what year it is, but I just feel like people were more maybe more smart or like the way they conducted themselves was kind of different, bro. Because when you look at people like Prince, who sort of grew up in that time of day, like everybody had poise, bro. Like the way they speak, like, yeah, I kind of like doing this, that, and the third, and I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Everybody speaks with like poise and like all this type of shit. Um, which is also one thing that like I kind of fuck with, but at the same time, it's like, with that being said, that kind of makes it hard for you to see when people are sort of throwing digs at people, like if you look back at our generation, like right now, like if I want to disrespect you, bro, like you'll know it, bro. You know it in my tone of voice. You know it in the things I'm saying. But then the niggas in Jean Michel Basquiat type of time, them niggas will diss you like, you feel me? Them niggas will diss you like in a smart way. Them niggas will diss you with layers. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Out.
let me stop yapping though. Let me stop yapping, bro. Let's watch the
This
video.
is Jean-Michel Basquiat, a Brooklyn-born 23-year-old of Haitian Puerto Rican descent, whose rapid rise from street graffiti artist to international in Puerto Rico.
Hold on, man. Let's just take a look at the freeforms real quick, bro. Let's look at the swag, bro. This nigga was low key ahead of his time.
In descent, whose rapid rise from street graffiti artist.
Nigga, nigga, there'll be some times where I'm like, nigga, the people with the best freeforms is like homeless niggas, bro. Nigga, you be walking down the street, bro, see a homeless nigga with crazy freeforms, bro. The best freeforms I've seen have been from like homeless niggas, bro, and that shit, bro, that shit gets me all the time, bro. Like,
The international art figure has been one of the cultural wonders of the 1980s. In 1982, the prolific Basquiat seemed to be in every group show on Expressionism, had solo exhibitions at major galleries in Soho, Zurich, and Los Angeles, and still had the energy to produce this large show at the Fun Gallery in New York's East Village. The Fun Gallery specializes in graffiti art, and Basquiat's exhibition was a special event that demonstrates that he still identifies with his unique artistic roots. Graffiti artists express themselves by quickly drawing words and pictures on.
bro, getting called a graffiti artist in this time is like basically like that shit is like worse than getting sentenced to death in prison, bro. Or now I'm exaggerating it, but getting called a graffiti artist is kind of diminishing, bro. That's like cause like you need to understand that Jean-Michel Basquiat considers himself an artist. You get me? He was a graffiti artist at one point, right? But then obviously he grew as a person and as an artist and kind of put that shit behind him. The connotation of graffiti artist of being a graffiti artist is a problem. Let me say that. Let's focus on the connotation they had at that time, and be now being called a graffiti artist, like niggas don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I'm a graffiti artist. Being a graffiti artist is like the low of the low, like the bottom of the barrel. It's like him calling you a peasant. Like, your art holds no ground because that shit is illegal, and you kind of have to hide yourself for it. You get me? So the connotation that comes with the graffiti artist is very negative, because you feel me? It's sort of how do I say this? Sort of attacks your character. I'll say that it makes you seem as if you're less than. You feel me? So I just want you guys to like sort of keep that in mind when you watch this interview. Like, you know, I know like Jean-Michel Basquiat does not like being called an artist. I mean, I don't. He didn't tell me that. He didn't tell me that, but I just know.
public walls. And although he has moved to paint on canvas, Basquiat has maintained a similar spontaneous approach. With little inhibition, the self-taught artist splashes paint, draws, crosses out, and draws again. This work is called Jawbone of an Ass, and it has Basquiat's familiar mix of words, pictures, and abstract brushwork. His crude images, like this carnivorous bird, may seem naive, but they reveal basic truths and are filled with knowing humor.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, let's talk about Jean-Michel Basquiat's art, bro. Because especially like if you're like new to this type of shit, or at least like looking at certain art pieces, you look at one art piece and be like, yo, that is genuinely like 3D, like real life. That's genuinely like precision. Like, damn, you're seeing the nigga. There's this one art piece, bro, of like the devil. I should low-key speak about this shit, bro. My bad, my bad. I should low-key speak about this shit. There will be certain art pieces that look like this. Just give me a second. Give me a second, bro. Devil art piece. Come on, bro. My bad, y'all. Nigga, there'll be some art pieces that look like this. Bro, I should use my laptop. There'll be some art pieces that look like this, bro. That look like whatever this is, bro. This is genuinely a masterpiece. I'm gonna break this shit down for y'all, and you guys gonna see why this is genuinely my favorite art piece. So yeah, there'll be some art pieces where it's like, wow, that's beautiful, and then there'll be a nigga that literally sells you one splash of paint and be like, yo, 500 trillion, like, nigga, $500 billion, like, what the fuck, man? Like, so with that being said, like, I guess I'll give you guys my view of art. To me, I don't necessarily believe that art is always about your technique. I more so think it's about the intentionality behind the piece. You feel me? Me and you could sort of be given the same task. You feel me? Like, let's do an exercise real quick. If I say like draw, like make a painting about like red, like make a painting about blue, my red and your red is not gonna look the same. You feel me? I feel like a lot of people associate the color red with many different things, and at the end of the day, generally the worldview of red would be like anger. You get what I'm saying, right? But then obviously when you approach that from like an art type of piece, you'll think about maybe back in your childhood, like back in the day when you experienced anger or like the color red, and then you sort of like paint that in a painting, or at least that is how I assume most artists go about painting. You get me? So if we were to use that philosophy when it comes to painting, me and you don't necessarily have the same experiences. So what we put down on the paper will not look the same. That's fuck, bro. That to me is what makes art, very unique, and that's why niggas be buying that shit for like 100. And then I feel like these days like art is just marketing. You feel me? That whole yap sesh that I just went on about now is why I think art is important. But why I think art gets sold for so much these days is only honestly because of marketing. Um, People use it as an indicator of wealth or value. You know, I have this art piece, therefore I'm like the it's almost like buying a car. No, I'm not buying a car because like buying a car, like you can use a car at least. A art piece, bro. You just look at that shit and it's like it's mostly because of marketing, to be honest, bro, and just like what it indicates to other people. You know, yeah, most of the times it looks good. Like there'll be people that buy art pieces because it looks good. But no, let's be for real, bro. Like certain shit you're not buying for 10 bags, bro. Like you
On
just
the
wanna
upper left,
let me get my charger. Real quick. Bro, this thing is like literally pulling my hair, bro. Don't do that. Right, man.
Basquiat has crossed out the words Rodin's thinker and has painted a contemplative black youth in a ghetto hat. In the center is a list of names, mostly from ancient history.
What does ghetto mean? It's like now today's generation ghetto. It's just basically another way of saying black nigga for real, for real. Ghetto. The ghetto is a part of a city where a specific minority or ethnicity group lives. Yeah, basically.
In simple block letters, Basquiat has written Alexandria, Hector, and Aristophanes, names which
What the fuck? Bro, Jet Spence just moved to flipping Inter Milan, right? If y'all, my bad, bro. This is the wrong community, bro. My bad.
not only
My bad.
connote
It's the
glories
wrong
of the
community,
past,
bro.
but also remind us of school and our own enculturation.
My bad. My bad. Let me check my shit. Let me check my shit real quick. You feel me? Let me check my shit real quick. You feel me? My bad.
Some names have been crossed out or deliberately misspelled, and when we read the names, we can almost hear their sound. Basquiat creates concrete poetry, and his art has been reproduced in literary publications like the Paris Review. We asked Basquiat about the words in his paintings. Where do the words come from?
Real life books,
Re-
television.
Yeah, and you just skim them and start including.
No, I mean,
Cer-
when
cer-
I'm working, I hear them, and I just throw them down.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean things like Punic War.
See, right? Like I was saying, Jean-Michel Basquiat is low-key neurodivergent, bro. I don't care what you say, bro. But with that, okay, he might not be neurodivergent, but he sounds like he has some type of speech impediment, which there is totally nothing wrong about that. The reason I'm pointing that out is because he has this type of way of speaking. He doesn't let it affect him. You know what I'm saying? Bro is poised as fuck. This goes back to what I was like telling you guys. Like niggas back in the day were poised as fuck. Nigga, he's chill. He's not overdoing. He's like, no, yeah, I'm just, nigga. He's yeah. I just do this shit for real. You feel me? Which is something I'll fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you know about the art of seduction, nigga? Seduction isn't getting people to sleep with you, bruh. Like, if I'm a man and I'm seducing another man, that doesn't mean I'm trying to fuck him. You get me? That just means seduction is basically getting people to do what you want, bruh. That is what seduction is.
I remember that was in one of your,
Oh, that was from a guidebook on Roman history.
and you had been reading
Why
it.
is he smiling so much, bruh?
Well, it wasn't that long, that actual history part of it. It's like, history of Rome in 5 pages,
Yeah, and so you snatched a few words from it.
Yeah.
Good eye
Yeah.
contact.
Snatched them.
Good eye
They,
contact. You
they
feel me?
caught your
They caught my eye, and I took them.
This painting is another mix. Caught your
They caught
words from it.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
snatch them,
They caught your
They caught my eye, and I took them.
Steal like an artist, bruh. How to steal like an artist, bruh. You feel me? I did kind of make a video about that. Like, you guys can go look at my page. That shit was like 8 months ago. But it's like it's like 3 videos away, bruh. It just shows how inconsistent I've been. But like, steal like an artist, bruh. Telling you, bro. Stole that shit, nigga.
This
I
painting is
stole
another
that shit.
mix
You
of
talking about?
loosely connected notations. With words and pictures, Basquiat plays with the basic theme of anatomy and the human body. Showing his street smarts, he has named this painting Da Vinci's Greatest Hits, an allusion to Leonardo's famous anatomy studies at the Royal Library at Windsor Castle. One body part that Basquiat seems especially fond of is the foot, and this painting is filled with disarming, fresh drawings
That were
of
like feet,
seen
man.
from every direction. Basquiat learns about
You guys, actually, nah. Let me not ask that question, bro.
anatomy by studying traditional art, and in the upper right corner there is a reference to the return of the prodigal son and a drawing of the son's leg as he kneels to beg his father's forgiveness. On the left side of the canvas is some abstract brushwork, and below that is a huge leg. The red, blue, and black lines remind us of diagrams on medical charts. The distortions of the foot are especially gross and seem influenced by another childlike artist, Picasso. Below the foot, a man works on a railroad. Hammering spikes is hard work, and it is no wonder this man has a muscular torso. A torso has shoulder blades, ribs, and a spine, as we can see in this carefully labeled anatomical drawing. By focusing on anatomy, Basquiat resurrects a basic mode of art that anyone can relate to. This painting is filled with cleverly drawn pictorial references, and it is funny, smart, expressionistic satire about his interest in anatomy.
I want to do some anatomy stuff.
And
And then I went out and bought some books that are about anatomy.
and then you started imitating.
Well, not really imitating, because,
See what I'm saying, bro? It's like these little things, nigga. Like this shit doesn't seem a lot because a nigga trying to say I was imitating, like, ah, but cool. But like back in the day, man, that shit's like that shit, bro. You were basically calling, not calling me out, but you basically feel me trying to diminish my name. What you mean imitating? Nah, nigga.
but I use them as a source material,
Yeah. So why'd you want to do anatomy stuff?
because I felt like it.
Because you felt like it, or just coming?
See what I'm saying, man? That's what I like about Jean-Michel Basquiat, bro. He conducts himself so good in this interview, bro. You feel me? Like, I'm just gonna tell you straight, because I felt like it, bro. I fuck with that. I fuck with
Conscious of your own body.
No, just
Uh,
just for more academic references to juxtapose them with what I do normally.
yeah. And what do you say you do normally? That you're the
I guess my first instinct would be to do a head.
Here, on quilted bedding material, painted a bright yellow and tied to a wooden frame, is the expressive face of a black man. Basquiat knows black culture, and this unstretched canvas depicts the black middleweight boxing champion Sugar Ray Robinson, complete with a crown like those used in graffiti signature tags. Graffiti artists draw their images on any surface, and for Basquiat, this has resulted in an inventive attitude towards the traditional stretch canvas. This canvas has become a hotel with 200 rooms, and it is named after two Fleabag hotels and a fancy one on Fifth Avenue. This three-part painting is all about food, and we can again see the playful way Basquiat expresses a basic theme with deceptively simple drawings and words. To the left, he has written swine and poultry, slightly atypical words which seem to imply a double entendre. Since a chicken lays eggs, it's worth dollars, so it is not surprising that this crudely drawn chicken looks frightened. Off to the right is some pork dressed in a top hat and monocle. Basquiat probably copied this picture from a comic book or animated cartoon. The pig may look sophisticated, but he better not forget that he's 100% pure meat, and that means he's worth money. When we visited Basquiat's downtown studio, we talked about the content of one of his recent canvases and gained new insight into the way this amazing young artist fuses far-flung imagery into striking, humorous, expressive paintings. Let's just go through. What's this?
Pluto. Based on a drawing that was the first drawing of the moon by Galileo.
Ah, and so this is actually an image of the moon there.
No, actually, it's an image. Actually, it's actually an image of the moon. No, it's based on a drawing of the moon, but it's an image of Pluto.
Yeah. This looks like an eye.
Yeah. That's the evil eye, the Malocchio.
Oh. And below there, what's this now?
That's a Roman belt buckle. This says parasites.
Parasites.
Yeah.
And parasites meaning people?
No,
or
meaning parasites.
meaning parasites. So when you're working on this Roman belt buckle, how'd you decide to?
Oh, that's from a drawing. I did at the Metropolitan of a Roman belt buckle that was bronze.
Yeah, I fuck with that because that just shows that art is basically a part of this dude's life, bro. This dude went out of his way to go to the Metropolitan. Bro, people need to start going to museums, bro. People need to start going to museums, bro. And I've been thinking about doing like specific shit because for my first 6 months that I've sort of moved out of where I was, with my family, all that type of shit. I didn't do shit, bro. Like I didn't really do shit. I didn't really explore. So I feel like a lot of people should sort of consider, maybe volunteering, going to museums, especially, art museums, kind of go see what you fuck with and what you don't fuck with, and you will meet new people, join some art clubs, probably get like the mentally healthy art baddies, if that even exists, But I think that's basically the end of the video. Hope y'all niggas fucked with it, and I'm definitely getting copyrighted for this one, bro. So, yeah, bro. I'm out. Hold on, where's this saving, bro? I don't know.